I've always had the thing for cathedrals, especially the way they were so ornate and grandeur both inside and out. It would always keep me focused, make me observant for the details, and prompt me to look up and around frequently. While some would find Mass boring, I would be highlighting every detail.
I was exposed to religious gatherings such as holy masses, and that's where my fascination with churches itself came from. Just like the intricate designs of every church I visited, they have their own characteristics and stories that only architecture design can tell.
Growing up in a Catholic environment, we are taught that the events inside are more important than the physical look of the church. But it did not keep me from appreciating the structures, especially when we are visiting multiple ones during Holy Week.
And the existence of every Catholic church in our country is very important to us Filipinos and to our personality, because a large percentage of our culture and tradition is directly connected to the religion we grew up with, which has become our identity as a Filipino.
A perfect example would be the San Agustin Church, the oldest church in the Philippines that faced many threats during its lifetime. So the church was definitely faced by different factors, and yet up to this day, it still stands. So it served as a living proof of tangible and intangible heritage of the Catholic community in the Philippines through the church that preserves legacy ideals that connect God and country with the nation.
For this project, we chose St. Joseph the Worker Parish, also known as the Church of the Antichrist. It is a Roman Catholic church that is recognized and considered to be the first example of modern sacred architecture in the Philippines. It is located inside the Victoria's Milling Company complex in Victoria City, Negros Occidental. It was built from 1948 to 1950 by the Osorio family, hence sometimes being called the Osorio Chapel. The church was designed by the SEC architect Antonin Raymond. The St. Joseph the Worker Chapel is made up of two sections, the nave and the tower. They are connected by movable beams holding the building up even during earthquakes. Raymond also took into consideration the climate in the Philippines. Thus, he designed the structure to allow maximum air circulation in the hot and humid climate.
So the church embodies cultural tangible heritage due to the iconic artistic elements it currently has, like the religious modern liturgical art of mosaics and murals reflecting an angry Christ. So the church revolves around the community of both VMC and Victorias Negros, a place of solace and peace for both workers and residents, serving its purpose as a chapel.
The historical sites includes the church, as well as its valuable paintings and murals. In addition, the site where the church is situated plays an important role in the church because of the relationship and engagement with the employees and residents to the house of worship. Moreover, the church is a unique contribution to Filipino heritage due to its multiple unique artwork and development of a distinct architectural style given the country's climate condition. This church is already seeing structural damages such as cracks in the slabs and walls that can affect the safety of the said church and the people who use it. The murals, ceiling paints, and mosaics are also showing deterioration and need to be repaired. The researchers discovered that there are different issues in the building that arose throughout the time. There is chip of concrete due to coconut beetle infestation. Another thing that discovered was chipping off of painting as well as black holes. The deterioration runs through the whole slab and is really visible in the public eye. There are also cracks in the slab which would start as small but could continue as time goes by. The bell tower or the church bell is in poor condition, showing excessive molding which may be hard to clean and scrap off. The researchers suggest that this may be due to the building up of moisture caused by its natural environment. With this, consistent maintenance may be required to uphold a good quality. The ceiling is in critical condition since the majority of the ceiling paint shows flaking. Moreover, other ceilings are subject to fading where the original color, light blue, shifts to an almost color white. These changes may be caused by moisture buildup and water leakages.
So we have found that the murals around the church had watermarks and discoloration leading to its deterioration. And from the investigation and inspection, apparently there are water leakages and moisture that has spread due to the coconut beetles. So these kind of beetles are very rampant and feed off different types of trees and sugarcanes. It was reported that these beetles infested the reinforced concrete of the church, which led to the cracks that allowed leaks and moisture inside. The mosaics that Bethune made, along with local Filipino artists, used broken plates and glass bottles as the medium for curating the mosaic piece. These materials were sourced from the community inside the mill itself. Unfortunately, due to the unusual materials used, infiltration of water and deterioration of adhesives caused pieces to fall out. Hence, the missing pieces on the mosaics, which made it look like an unfinished puzzle.
The church is privately owned by the Osorio family. We have seen how this could be beneficial for the development of the structure. First off is freedom. Privately owning a church means you have more artistic freedom to express yourself. The church, built 70 years ago, has created its way to be known as a unique church. The second is the financial aspect. The owners of the complex have the means to maintain the church through repair, reconstruction, and even make management plans to preserve it. However, the group also looked into the different reasons why it would be unfavorable to the structure itself. The church, being privately owned, means that it has control over its use. Recently, we have messaged St. Joseph the Worker Parish and learned that they have moved to a different church a few minutes away from its original location. Lastly, this could affect the culture of the people. If something happens to the church, it could disrupt the lives of the people, especially the community inside the VMC complex.
The aim of our group is to be able to provide an assessment of the concern identified, as well as any recommendation as how to address stated issues. For the short-term aim, it is to alleviate the site's current state of despair and address urgent maintenance issues, achievable within the project's first 2 years. As for the medium-term aim, is to resolve financially stability and providing them voluntary enhancements for the church, achievable within the succeeding 5 years. While the long-term aim is to address their mandatory requirements when it comes to the restoration and preservation of the church and their valuable art pieces.
In light of the deterioration, we recommended that the restoration should undergo with the use of advanced materials such as non-shrink gouts and epoxy resin to avoid hairline cracks and leakages to the structure's concrete. With modern liturgical art pieces, they require timely maintenance and cleaning to ensure the longevity of each mosaic, murals, and paintings. So the maintenance must require proper observation of damages and cracks, as well as to ensure the use of original materials such as the ethyl silicate 40 and application of 2 coats of tile and stone floor sealers for the mosaics to protect it from outdoor elements.
For the management, we thought of creating more connections between the stakeholders. We envisioned balanced administrative and management responsibilities to VMC and the church. This way, the church could stand alone and have more control, but have more responsibilities in maintaining the structure.
For future changes in regards to structural management and consultations, our group will recommend conducting regular checks and visual observations by professionals to better preserve the structural integrity of the church.
Creating management plans could be hard, especially during our time right now, wherein we are limited by the resources we could see online. This made us think how times are changing really fast and we need to adapt. Same with our project, St. Joseph the Worker Parish or Church of the Angry Christ. We need to realign the things that we are doing in order to survive the fast-paced environment.
Through the restoration phase, process, recommendation, and management planning, we are able to produce a new life to the church, giving a cultural and economical benefit that would make it survive on its own and keeping the heritage that we must preserve.